Hello and welcome everyone to the second semi-final of the Curse of the Gods tournament hosted by Curse. Our teams are, on the blue side, Myoelectric, and on the red side, RooT Gaming. Now, let's just have a little look at the team setups we have here. Speed up for the creeps though. We have On Her for Myoelectric, Sun Wukong, Guan Yu, Freya, which is a nice change to see Freya because I haven't seen her yet in one of the matches, and Vulcan. Now on RooT Gaming side we've got Ra, Artemis, which is another one I don't really see that often in tournament fights due to a lack of mobility, and a lot of gods just kind of have a few more skills over her that makes them be favoured over Artemis, obviously. But it's good to see her again. They've taken Sprint and level 1 boots just to fix that mobility issue. HiRez, Hercules and Bacchus. So RooT Gaming is going to be quite tanky with a couple of AD carries in there in the mix just to kind of boost the damage, really. All teams get their movement speed buff, moving along to only RooT Gaming going for cooldown reduction as well as the right hand side. Myoelectric just wanted to get in lane, really. Bacchus jumps in, some early aggression on Freya, knocks it down to about half health. Left hand lane. Whoa! Sun Wukong obviously got flicked up by Hercules and pushed back. Let's just have a quick look at that again. Sun Wukong flicked up, pushed back by Hercules, does manage to get his leap out of the way, and gets his potion off with the creep wave also getting in between there to help him out. HiRez jumps straight in on Sun Wukong just to keep him pushed back and keep him away from the creeps. Hercules on Sun Wu, pushed him back. Lars, can he get him? No, Sun Wukong's just getting out of there. Oh, he's so lucky. The tiniest bit of health is going to have to stay back a little bit due to their poke. Guan Yu just kind of messing around. Hercules grabs Guan Yu. Stop moving around the camera. But Guan Yu manages to get back safely. Extra creep wave coming in. Guan Yu messing around with Hercules. Hercules did miss the flick up, but a big creep wave now hitting Guan Yu, taking him down quite low. Sun Wukong tries to slam down on the creeps just to get rid of them, but didn't quite finish him in one hit. Now this lane's getting pushed back a little bit now. Armor's just taking out a few creep. Vulcan's cannon and instruments are now slowing the RooT Gaming side. Again, Myoelectric getting pushed out right under the tower. RooT Gaming really have them pushed back quite hard. If we check out mid, mid's just very much a farm fest. Ra kind of keeps up with it a bit. On Her with his death toll. Oh, right, some action going on. Let's just whip that back. We don't want to miss anything, do we? Okay, the creep wave is pushing out. I'm just taking a few pot shots. Bacchus looks like he's going to have some aggression. Vulcan puts his cannon down. Artemis drops her free. Misses the trap. Girdle of Might came out. And Artemis takes first blood. Freya taking a few hits. Just being scared off pretty much. So there you go. RooT Gaming taking first blood with a lovely little combo from Bacchus and Artemis. Birch of the gods coming out there on the creeps. Left hand side. Little poke. HiRez looking like it's going forward maybe for something extra. No, not quite. Thought I was missing something there. HiRez leaps in on Guan Yu. Guan Yu gets flicked up in the air. Guan Yu gets pressed against the wall and stunned. Sun Wukong is hitting on HiRez, just trying to save his buddy. Guan Yu goes down by Hercules. Sun Wukong does back out. as it's now a 2-on-1 and they both have level 5. Sunwoo just short of his ultimate, and I assume that, yes, no, Guan Yu has hit level 5, so he did have his ultimate and didn't use it. So maybe if he'd have got that off, Sun Wukong could have got in there and got a few extra hits and probably would have attacked Hercules rather than Hades and just kept them both alive. I'd expect, yep, Sun Wukong to go back, finish off his Heartseeker, playing a bit more of aggression. Myoelectric's Vulcan's taken Warlock's Sash just for some early, well, I say sustain, attack power, obviously. Well, magical power for his turrets. All helps in the end. Extra health, extra mana. Can't really go wrong with a Warlock Sash. It fits in every tank build quite nicely, if you like it. Sun Wukong coming in. Is he going to come in for a gank? Coming in right behind. The ward should have seen him. Barkus jumps in. Belch of the Gods comes out. Freya ultimates. Sun Wukong drops his Happy New Year on Barkus. Barkus is getting hammered down. Freya did chase Artemis with her ultimate, so it might not happen. Sun Wukong jumps into Artemis's trap. Unluckily. Well, really bad placement of it. Freya does get the last few hits in with her 2, and Barkus does go down, bringing it a 1-2 for RooT Gaming. Bring that speed back up, shall we? Ra coming in, obviously going to bump into Sun Wukong. They just kind of look at each other, not really doing too much. Now, I'd expect Freya to move back now, but Freya's not moving. Obviously, it would have been sitting on that. Ra's right on top. Freya does lift Ra into the air. Escapes, but does get with a Celestial Beam, but Ra does miss his ultimate. So, Freya, quite luckily there, gets away with that one. Needs to play a bit more map awareness, I think, or a bit more communication going on between the teams, because surely Sun Wukong would have seen Ra. Hercules having a little poke on Guan Yu as well. Hades jump middle. Not really much. Anher just kind of jumped out of the way. Right hand lane's taking their buffs again. This obviously has the blue buff. Freya's taking the cooldown reduction. Are we getting any more aggression middle? No, no more aggression middle. Hades rotating left. Left lane. Hades finally got a level 1 boost, so might be faster. Hercules does miss the flick up and pushes back the creeps as well, just for insult to injury, really. Sun Wukong does get a good couple of nice leaps on there with a funky throw. Bounces left, a couple of bounces on each god. Really good. Now they're backing out, obviously. Go for the cooldown reduction buff, I believe. Yes. Go for the cooldown reduction. Barkus getting Artemis red buff. Extra damage. Hades goes back. Right lane's got a bit of a farm going on now. Just kind of chilling out. It's 500 gold to RooT Gaming. Ra's coming in left. Can't really do much. Drops a Celestial Beam and an ultimate, which very surprising. Anher's jumped in, drops a Obsidian Shard down. Guan Yu does ult onto Ra, but probably just doesn't have the range to do it. Hades is coming in from behind. Will we see an ultimate? Everyone's kind of pulling back. Hades does ult. Anher jumps out the way. That closer onto everyone else. Barkus just come in, intoxicates onto Guan Yu. Sun Wukong managed to get out of there, but Guan Yu was stuck and stunned against the wall. And that's third kill picked up for RooT Gaming, where you had 4 of you left. 4 of them left. Would have liked to have seen Freya rotate left, just to kind of help out, seeing as there was nothing there. Not really much Samucon can here. Is he going to get flicked up though? HiRez jumps in. We're going to get a grab, push out. No. Ah, Hercules thrust goes on. Voice went a bit all froggy there. Hercules push goes underneath Samucon slam. That's an interesting one to find out. Artemis backing out, obviously finishing off a few items, grabbing a few more extra bits. Ra's grabbing hide. Seeing as, well, the two main damage dealers on Myoelectric side are physical as well, so it's understandable. On her is going for the red buff here himself. Hercules is going for Void Blade. Yeah, extra protection against. Whoa, and we miss a right hand side Freya kill. Let's bring that back and have a look. Right, I'm on top of the action. Barkus is coming in, obviously with no wards. Freya doesn't see this come in. Barkus leaps into all the turrets as well. Fell to the gods. Artemis' ult. Bloody hell, Barkus' ult as well. Freya ults out. She's only one auto attack down, away from being downed, and she does finally go down for RooT Gaming. Well, RooT Gaming takes the extra kill, so now they're 4. Guan Yu being chased down by Hercules. HiRez on the Samucon, and a nice steal on the blue buff as well there by HiRez for the RooT Gaming side. Is he rotating middle to help out? No, thought he was going to come in there and take the red buff as well, but the red buff is already gone. Having a look at on her, but deciding to back out left. Guan Yu ultimating on Hercules. Hercules did throw his ultimate onto Samucon, but being stunned, Samucon got to slam in, and Hercules had nowhere really to go. HiRez jumped in there with his ultimate pulling in Samucon, but Samucon just has enough health to get out of there and leap out. Obviously, I don't think he had enough mana or cooldown reduction. Guan Yu chasing down HiRez. Nothing really coming of that, as he's had to kind of back out. On her did come in, used his ultimate, but with so much range on there, wasn't really effective. Barkus and Ra are on top of Freya, and mid. Intoxication goes down on Freya. Ra misses his ultimate. Well, it would have been ageist out anyway, but that intoxication took a huge chunk out of Freya, and will be forced to back out, get some more health. Artemis and Honor go in. Executioner RooT for attack speed and physical protection reduction items. Samucon still on Heartseeker. He is 1k behind on her, his teammate. And only about 400 or 500 gold behind Hercules, which is in the opposing lane. Barker's going for the red buff. Is he going to pass it out to Ra in a little bit? No. Artemis coming left. But it looks like Hercules just kind of messing with Guan Yu. Guan Yu messing with him as well. Hercules flicks up Guan Yu, throws him out backwards. Oh, drops the ultimate down on Guan Yu, finishes him off. Just solo, man. Samucon did drop the ult on top of Hercules, did no effect. Artemis come in, Bora's dropped. Hercules needs to get out of there, but just kind of messes around. And on her manages to use his ultimate to finish off Hercules whilst he was on such low health. Artemis needs to be careful with HiRez rotating in. Barkus in from behind, Belcher the God. Ra smashes straight down on her. Now Samucon's in a very bad position, 3-on-1. He is under the tower, but there's not much he can do. Whilst RooT Gaming are backing out now, taking the 2 kills there quite nicely. HiRez just pushing Freya back. Vulcan on the right, going to get some damage off on RooT Gaming's tower. Just a little tickle. To redo some of my bookmarks of where I'd like my camera to go. Sometimes they do kind of wipe themselves. Not quite sure why. Look at that. I'll just sit here, thanks. Not really going to do too much. HiRez coming out of a Void Stone. Basic kind of protection against magic, and also seeing as his ultimate's just so close range, it is one of the best items for him. And he is going to start hurting. Everyone's kind of converging on the Gold Fury. Guan Yu ultimates onto Hercules. He pushes back. HiRez takes the final hits. Intoxication comes out by Barcus. Hercules throws his ultimate in. Freya's up in the air, trying to ult Ra. Everyone on Myoelectric Gaming so low. Guan Yu spreads out before the flick up comes in. Artemis is in his face. Samukon's trying to run and get out of there. Drops his ultimate. Guan Yu is in a bad position. Guan Yu does finally go down. Will they catch on with Honor? Hercules using sprint. No flick up. Vulcan drops turrets in between the towers, obviously. And RooT Gaming will pick up a cheeky, well, not cheeky, a well-earned Gold Fury early on at the 16-minute mark. Making that a 3,000 gold lead now for RooT Gaming. No towers have gone down yet. Everyone kind of backing out. Hercules and Freya having a little tussle. Freya does steal the blue buff off of Hercules. I did see Hercules was in there before, just trying to get around, and Freya has popped in and gone, "Thank you very much." So that's one successful steal for each side on that blue buff. HiRez mid just playing with Arnher. Ward coverage is really good for Myoelectric, and the two games that I've seen them in, they are always on the ball with their ward coverage. Maybe not early game, but during the mid game, after about the 12-minute mark, 12-30-minute mark, they start popping out all the wards. Makes it very difficult for RooT Gaming to get in behind them. Just going to kind of let Hercules farm up there. Samukon must be somewhere to finish in his Heartseeker. Artemis comes in, drops a free, misses a free, drops her up. Boar. Samukon dropped his ultimate to try and save himself as well there, but completely missed his. Artemis's boar did nothing due to Samukon's leap. And they're backing out now as well. Not much more they can do. Barker's dropping a ward. Going to see Vulcan coming if they does decide to go that way. Hercules having a little creep wave clearing session going on. Ra rotating left. Might see some action coming out here. Pushing in under the tower. Guan Yu spreads. HiRez goes on to Samukon. Guan Yu ults. Freya comes in and ults. Hercules ults into the middle of nowhere. Does absolutely nothing. Freya's in a bit of trouble now at the minute. Ra's ultimate's going on to Guan Yu. I'd have liked to see that maybe Freya. Hercules in a big amount of trouble. Will Guan Yu make it? No, Guan Yu doesn't manage to catch up, and Hercules gets out of there, putting a bit of a hurt on HiRez. HiRez gets lifted into the air. Ra's heal comes out. Myoelectric in a bad position now. Freya goes down, and Guan Yu is going to go down underneath the tower, with Samukon coming in at the end, just kind of to say, "Oh guys, what's going on? I can't believe you had a fight without me." Yeah, they wish he was there too. On her mid, pushing down a tower. Hopefully this tower will go down. giving the first tower to Myoelectric, which will be the first. Well, I am going to pull that back and see what's going on there. Missed out a little. Obviously, Hercules wanted to stay behind, have a little flick with Samukon. Hercules pushes Samukon. Samukon drops his ultimate. Hercules is just running around there. Nothing he can really do. That ultimate puts that so much DPS, and he just should have backed. Should have left when they were up. And well, yeah, just basically possibly get cocky, or the creep wave was getting in the way and getting a bit close to him and triggers it off. We can never tell. We've never really played it. Or not played it. What am I on about? Talking gibberish again. But the middle tower does go down for RooT Gaming, giving Myoelectric the first 5% gold buff, which will help them catch up in the gold, as it's only a 2,000 gold lead to RooT Gaming at the moment. On her picking up Devourer's gloves. Guan Yu picking up Hide as well. So, not Sober. No, no, no. Samukon grabbing Devourer's gloves as well. Freya and Vulcan still behind on only 2 items. Obviously, it's just at that borderline gap for when they start buying their next items. Freya just clearing out Artemis's trap. Armor's coming out of a Deathbringer now, only a level 2. Should be held off a little bit before that comes out. She does have a few K lead on the Myoelectric side. 2 Void Stones coming out, Hades and Ra. And Hercules going for some more lifesteal now. So with the Devourer's gloves. Left hand lane, Hades getting a little poked on, but he's running out of there quite quickly. Don't want to stay around and get hurt. Wukong does a slam and throws Monkey at him. Now, this is good. RooT Gaming are getting in position for the Gold Fury just before it spawns, and there it spawns. Straight in there, grabbing it. Before I believe any Myoelectric team is going to see this. Oh no, Samukon and Guan Yu are just going to be around in time just to see the Fury die. Samukon drops his ultimate. It was a bit surprising actually. 2v5. Samuel's getting him chased down. Hercules flicks him up. Guan Yu is ulting on top of Hades and Hercules to save Samukon. But Hercules' ultimate is just bouncing from wall to wall and finishes off Sunwoo once he comes out as Age Summoner. Barkus comes in, uses Intoxication, and was it on her, stuck down on the floor, taken out by Ra's ultimate, and Guan Yu went down as well in the midst of all that fighting. Bad engagement there by Myoelectric. Samukon kind of felt like, let's just throw my ultimate on top of them, see what happens. But starting off with a 5v2, they was already in a bad position. Now that's going to give away a easy fire giant to RooT Gaming. Vulcan going to come in and see this. Freya as well. Maybe try and go for the steal. Not much health left on the fire giant. Would have saved that a little bit more. Hades almost goes down with damage from the Freya's ultimate. Freya goes down from Artemis. And Vulcan's just, yeah, was never going to get out of there really. Not with Artemis and Sprint and Boar and everything else that was going out. They did manage to pick up a deicide just before Samukon and Guan Yu spawned back again. This middle tower should go down quite easily now. No, actually, Guan Yu's pushing him back just for the minute while everyone kind of collects themselves. Myoelectric now in a very bad position. 4k behind in gold. No fire giant buff. RooT Gaming now have the fire giant buff, should I say. Yeah, they're going to have to play very defensively or pull out some very good ganks on people. Guan Yu rotating left. Spotted by a RooT Gaming ward. Oh, it takes out the RooT Gaming ward. Ra feels like having a little go on Guan Yu. Drops Celestial Beam and he's slow. HiRez rotating in from right. Ra should see him coming. There we go. Not much going on. Just kind of looking around there. Feel they need to start pushing some towers down there, RooT Gaming. They're kind of sitting back a little bit, letting... Oh, in the middle. Ra drops the ultimate on Guan Yu. I'm always missing the fights. We kind of need two people watching. It'd be quite good. Right, let's bring it on. Barkus jumps in on Guan Yu. Shard goes up, actually blocking Guan Yu in the face, only putting him one way to go. Ra drops his ultimate down. So it was kind of a combination of HiRez Obsidian Shard and Ra's ultimate that really did mess up Guan Yu there. HiRez having to back out. Whilst in the middle of all this, the left tower is going down as well. Has 3 towers down for Myoelectric. This is where it's going to start just becoming trouble. Summercon does slam on Hades and Hercules. He's really in a bad position now. Drops his ultimate down. Concentrating on Hades, but needed to get out of there. Hercules does miss his ultimate, so Summercon does manage to survive. HiRez missing the shard stun combo on Hercules, allowing RooT Gaming to kind of get away with that free poke. Artemis and Vulcan, no, not Vulcan, Artemis and Ra have now rotated left. Barkus in the jungle looking at Vulcan, and the left tower does go down. Belch of the Gods goes out on Vulcan. Hercules pushes forward, flicks up Vulcan. Not really, doesn't really flick him back that much, just up into the air. RooT Gaming going for the middle tower. I do believe they're rotating mid. Just take out the, just progressively working down on all the towers. Now pulling the way on a 9,000 gold lead. It's getting quite obscene now. And a 10 kill lead as well. This is where it starts snowballing. Guan Yu starts ultimate on Hades. Has nowhere else to go, so starts slamming it on everybody else. Intoxication comes out by Barkus. HiRez uses Aegis. And Ra does ult onto HiRez, but he does die before that happens. Guan Yu does look like he's going to go down, running behind the tower for a bit of protection. Greater Might had come out somewhere in that fight. Hercules picks off Guan Yu. Summercon throws in the monkey, but doesn't land. Artemis is pushing back Freya and doing an immense amount of damage as well with that. Middle tower does go down. I'd like to see a Phoenix go down at this point now. Yeah. There's no point keep pushing towers down if you don't have a Phoenix. Summercon stays around. Just stayed around. Gets taken out by Hercules. And one of the other ones. I don't remember who actually hit him there. So many battered him. Back out, get your health back, then come in and have a little poke. Left Phoenix does go down. Hades pushes back Freya and Vulcan. Yeah, Phoenix goes down. Minotaur taking a few hits from the minions. And RooT Gaming are backing out after this. Okay, suppose. They've got their 2 Phoenixes down. Good enough pressure going on. They've caused quite a lot of damage. And now 14,000 gold ahead. It's now snowballing out of control. This is where sometimes I kind of feel that maybe the gold buff added to the towers does put, I don't know, an incentive on the towers. But everyone kind of knows if you just go for kills and don't take the towers, you're pretty much going to mess yourself up late game anyway. Sometimes. It's just anything else. But then to add a 5% gold on tower kills, it kind of makes the early kills, well, the kills earlier on, a bit more worthless if the other team can take down one of your towers. And then all of a sudden, once you've lost a couple of towers, they've only lost one, you're then in a bit of a snowball position. And RooT Gaming going over for the Fire Giant. Again, is it going to be contested this time? Everyone's smashing down on Vulcan. He's getting hit by Hercules' ultimate, which is bouncing over the walls. And Aegis damn it. Summercon finally drops his ultimate down. Freya just uses her too. Hades does ult, but you can't see the little ring. Oh, Guan Yu walks right out into that Ra ultimate. Freya up using her ult, trying to get Hades down. But with his magical protection, she's not even really going to scratch him. Hercules on Samu-Kon, just pushing him into the wall. Intoxication come out. I could have sworn I seen that earlier. Okay, must be seeing things. Surrender vote does come out for Myoelectric. And there we have it. RooT Gaming and Curse Gaming will be in the final match, which will be a best of 3, and I look forward to seeing you then. Next video I'll put out will be the 3rd place match between Myoelectric and I'm not quite sure. I've split up a day between these now, so I'll look a bit later. Well, I'll see you in game for 3rd place game, and I'll see you later.